In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Amid the doubts, despair, conflict, and chaos of our times, the presence of a great soul brings light, dispelling the darkness. Born on July 11th, 1864, a great spiritual teacher, Peter Deunov, who took the spiritual name Beinsa Douno, started his work in Bulgaria. During the course of half a century, he gave the knowledge of the coming of the new culture based upon three principles: love that bears life, wisdom that bears light, and truth that bears freedom. In his own words, there is only one teacher in the world, God. He has many manifestations in life, but in essence he is one and the same. Everyone who has the mission to make truth known to humankind does not speak in their own name. They speak in the name of the one Master. Peter Deunov brought a spiritual renaissance for the human soul. All fields of human life, science, religion, art, the individual, family and social life, spirit and matter, the human and the transcendental, have been illuminated by the divine light brought by the Master. He never failed to address the ordinary things in life as well. In his lectures, a special place was devoted to nutrition, the causes of disease, the function of marriage and parenthood, and the education of the new generation. As he lived during the time of the First and Second World Wars, the Master would explain the subtle causes for those events and would offer methods for avoiding further destruction. His disciples grew to include many thousands in Bulgaria and abroad. In 1927, a settlement called Izgrev, meaning sunrise, grew near the Bulgarian capital of Sofia as a spiritual, intentional community of Beinsa Douno's followers. There he gave regular lectures to his disciples and Sunday sermons open to the public. The spoken word he brought was recorded in shorthand by 3 stenographers from among his disciples. A total of 184 books containing his lectures and musical works were published between 1896 and 1948. Music held a special place in the life of the community. Singing and playing of musical instruments was an integral part of the community's daily activities. The master created many spiritual compositions which he performed on his violin. Peter Deunov introduced paneurythmy as a method for spiritual development and the continued advancement of humankind. Paneurythmy literally means the supreme cosmic rhythm. Paneurythmy consists of 3 sets of exercises. In the first set, there are 28 exercises which awaken our potential and help us focus on our work on earth. This set begins with the song entitled Awakening, that represents the awakening of the human soul, which rises and manifests its beauty. Paneurythmy is a system of meditative movements that is set to music and performed outdoors during the spring and summer months. The master explained, through the exercises of paneurythmy, we come into contact with the vital forces of nature. Each movement has its own intrinsic meaning. All of the exercises, when performed as a whole, are a process which develops consciousness, a path to perfection. Aum is a word of the Spirit. When you sing this word in its language, it will come to know you and will help you because it understands you and knows your needs. The most beautiful, the most solemn moment in nature is the rising sun, sending down its light, bringing joy for life. living power flowing like a wellspring. Look at the eyes of the other person and see the divine within every human being. As Maître Deunov said, "Come to love someone rightly, and you will see that within their soul, mind, and heart, something great is hidden."
Да пребъде Божият мир и да изгрее Божията радост и Божието веселие в нашите сърца. Да пребъде
The first part, which is approximately 45 minutes in length, ends with the providential blessing, invoking divine peace, joy, and gladness.
Да пребъде Божият мир и да изгрее Божията радост и Божието веселие в нашите сърца.
In the second set, The Rays of the Sun, we become part of the sun's rhythm and are prepared to work with the wheel of life. This exercise represents the great drama, the path of an individual and humankind. While one is troubled within, one exists within the old mindset. One moves around and around in a circle with no exit. Leaving the closed circle is the awakening of the human soul. It is the liberation. One leaves the world of torment, limitations, and tears, and enters the world of music and begins to sing with joy, "You have given birth to me, Mother Earth, as a beautiful human being, that I may become wise and know how to think rightly and love well. For this is the life of paradise." The chains have fallen away forever. This is our returning to paradise. And life within paradise is this: to dwell in love. The third set, the pentagram, is a solemn hymn along the path of truth, justice, wisdom, virtue, and love, proclaimed by humanity as we come to realize that we are an essential part of the cosmic universe. When one has progressed in the great school of life and has passed through all the obstacles which are presented in the pentagram, the maxim, "In the fulfillment of the will of God lies the power of the human soul," becomes the guiding principle. These are the words of the Master about panurhythmy. Panurhythmy is a vast science which will be taught and applied in its fullness in the future. Ordinary exercises may give good results, but negative ones as well. Systematic, well-grounded exercises like panurhythmy always attain their goal because they are based upon the profound knowledge of the human being. The human is, at one and the same time, both the center and the transformer of the solar and earthly energies. Panurhythmy improves health, evokes joy, and brings us into attunement with the cosmic energies. These exercises revive, rejuvenate, and connect human beings with the living forces of nature. Panurhythmy is now performed in many countries throughout the world. Bulgaria, the United States of America, Canada, Iceland, Costa Rica, Mexico, the Philippines, England, Scotland, France, Holland, Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Russia, the Ukraine, Latvia, Lithuania, Macedonia, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Spain, and many more. Each year in August, about 1,000 people gather in the Rila Mountains of Bulgaria to perform the panorhythmy exercises and to be in contact with the sacred energies of living nature. The Master explained that application, selfless service, and giving to others is what makes someone a follower of the spiritual path. The inscription on the rock at the wellspring with the giving hands in the Rila Mountains is, "Brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, friends and strangers, teachers and disciples, servants and masters, you who are serving life, open your hearts to the good and be like this spring." In the Master's own words, souls exist in the world who want to grow and live consciously. It is for them that the great masters come down to earth. They are also helped by all loving and enlightened beings who are working in the world. Peter Deunov left his earthly life in Sofia on December 27th, 1944, with the words, "A small task has been accomplished for God."